Let's go. You feel it coming in the air tonight?
Nope. I'm not really feeling anything.
I'm trying to figure out what's the perfect walkout song when we have to throw down eventually. Well, welcome to Boston Out, everybody. It's CB alongside the one and only Donnie B and my main man, Cap Rooney, the notorious AD. We're in the house again for another episode of Boston Out, everybody. Welcome to the show. Gentlemen, it's been a while. Yes, I'm happy I'm pumped to have everybody back in the house. What's happening? What's going on in AD and Donnie B land over here?
I'm just enjoying football season right now. You know, since we took a hiatus, I have a baby, so, you know, that's taken up my life. But now football season, it's like baby doesn't exist.
The baby.
Father of the year, folks.
I'm sure the missus would love to hear that right now.
Oh, God. Bless your heart.
So to walk me through it, how's dad life going?
It was a struggle at first, you know, but now settling in, now the baby actually sleeps, it's not so bad now.
Mine just started preschool. And she comes home and I'm like, oh, did you meet any friends and all that? She's like, yeah, I met somebody named Nicholas. I'm like, who's Nicholas? Who the fuck is Nicholas? She's talking to all these boys. I'm like, already?
Yep.
Here we go.
She's going to be a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I something like that. She's very like charismatic and artsy and has big brown eyes, so I'm like, oh, great. I already got to start worrying about
this
stuff.
He's going to be breaking hearts, man. He's going to be breaking hearts.
Not even mention a single girl?
No, not yet.
Oh,
no.
God,
yeah,
Carl.
There's just Nicholas.
What
Yes.
school did you send her to?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so it's great to hear dad life's going well. What would you say the toughest part is for you?
The toughest part? I would say just, you know, having less time to yourself. Like, you always gotta, you know, be ready and on for the baby. Like, there's very minimal time to yourself, you know. I think, you know, you have to learn to become a night owl because that's the only time you get your free time. Is at night now. During the day, it's non-existent.
It's not. It's with work and that. It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
All
I'm
right,
not to your level.
time.
I'm not to your level. I'll go like 11, 12. That's my extent.
Mm-hmm. And boss over the how's jiu-jitsu going for you?
Still going.
Yeah?
Still going. I'm ready to take you down whenever you want.
I don't think so.
I'm not even worried.
I think, so, I got some things. I'm already, like, working on, like, a strategy here. I already know what I'm going to do.
He's already working on since the last episode of his weight gain.
Mm-hmm. I am.
He's bulking up.
I was shocked. I was like, how much do you weigh? He's like 210. Like, 210? I'm like, we look like we're, like, the same size,
yeah,
right?
See, I'm muscle, you're not.
No.
No?
He's a little stockier than you.
All right, well...
It's a gun show, baby.
I don't know. Because it's all about endurance. You know what's going to happen is I'm going to drain you down. You're going to blow your load. And then you're not going to know...
You're saying he has show muscles. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't need muscles in this, but I'm just going to choke him out as quick as I can and then call it a day. I like efficiency. I like to be quick. And I'm going to get this over with as soon as possible. Save him the embarrassment and let him get back to his wife and, you know, just most close to one piece as possible.
I'm going to get you in side control. And then...
Carl ain't worried about it. I'll take you down right now.
That's it. What are you going to do? The body lock takedown?
Don't worry about what I know.
All right. Just wait. The end of the year. Pay-per-view, folks. Sunday. It's going to be a hot one. So, nonetheless, NFL season is kicked off. Quite the interesting first week in the books.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, something bad happened on Monday. Give me your thoughts on the New York Jets, obviously, with Aaron Rodgers out for potentially forever at this point.
Yeah, season's over, though.
Yeah, their season's over.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I never was behind the hype. This was a 9-8 team at best anyway. I don't care. Yeah, they got some pieces. But people are thinking they're winning division and they're walking their way to the Super Bowl. It just wasn't going to happen. It's just not. But now they're done. They are absolutely
They got a pretty good defense, though.
Yeah. So I was into the Jets train just because of the defense they had. Now they had a competent quarterback. But, you know, that MetLife turf strikes again, taking, you know, yet another body.
That division will be won by either the Bills or Dolphins. I know the Bills looked like crap week 1, but it happens. I mean, it took the Jets to get 4 turnovers to only win in overtime against the Jets.
At best, they'll be a wild card now, the Jets, I think.
So it's between the Bills and Dolphins. It was going to be like that anyway. Jets would have made it interesting, but their season's over.
Yeah, it's tough. In week 1, it's really tough to get a gauge on things. People don't really tackle anymore in training camp, and people are still getting their legs. They're learning the playbook. And it's just not a good... They're not in mid-season form. Yeah. So it's like a lot of teams look like shit, but they'll end up being like unstoppable later in November or December. So I don't put too much stock in it, but I'm happy the Eagles got a
You
win.
could put some in there. You could put some in it.
So
I'll
you're-
tell you what, your
So your
Eagles,
balls deep in the 49ers already?
Eagles got exposed a little bit.
Eagles look like
Week
shit.
one.
You got Butterfingers Hurts left. You left off right where he did in the Super Bowl, fumbling that ball. You guys only put up what? Offensively, 18 points.
25 points.
One was a defensive touchdown. The offense looked like crap. Hurts
They
is
let the
overrated.
Patriots get back in the game.
Yeah, Mac Jones almost beat Hurts. And what are we gonna do? Pay Mac Jones Hurts money? Hurts is overrated as shit.
Are you going to pay Jared Goff, Pat Mahomes money?
The Lions money. They haven't had a quarterback in how long?
I mean, he's not that.
rolling.
All right, he's also old too. He's
No, he's not.
2016.
He's 28.
He's 20
He came out the
years
same year as Wentz. It was Goff and Wentz.
Listen, quarterback years 28 is young.
He
Look
can
how-
play for at least 10 more years.
Yeah, look how old quarterbacks are going. They're going to at least like 30s, early 40s now. Like
Could be. I mean, the way medicine is today, like in
he's got a
all
solid.
kinds of
I
stuff.
want to say at least like 6-8 years if he keeps playing well.
That's where they get those prescriptions we're talking about.
Yeah.
Injecting them full of stuff.
It's right from Mexico.
They're like, so I saw this funny meme. It said like, Tom Brady has the opportunity to do something really interesting right now. It's him standing there in a Jets jersey.
Well, I don't think he can play.
He's just like an owner now.
So
right?
he would have to sell
Well,
his stakes, I believe.
in the Raiders,
In the
yeah.
Raiders, yeah, because he can't play if he has that.
Yep,
Tom Brady.
and his rights goes to the Bucks anyway if he came out of retirement.
That's true.
That's
That's
true.
He was under a contract, yeah,
Yeah.
so they would have to trade him. Or trade for him. Or get cut, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, they probably have some leverage. I would
If I'm
try
the
it.
Bucks, I'm like, you're trading. You're giving me something.
Yep.
You're desperate,
Absolutely,
we're
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Be like, yeah, we're already like counting ourselves out as rebuilding.
Yeah.
We'll take whatever draft pick you want to give us.
Exactly.
Yep, done deal.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Give us a third round pick or something like that.
I think at this point though they're going with the Zach Wilson train.
Well, they got no other options.
Yeah,
unless they
because
pull
it-
like Carson Wentz or something out of free
Yeah,
agency.
there's no one really
Yeah.
out there that's gonna be much better than Zach Wilson.
Do
that's
they
left.
call the Niners up and try and get Darnold back?
Oh man.
Do you think that's so? What would you do in this situation? Would you stick with Zach Wilson, or would you
No.
look at like a Foles, a Wentz,
No.
or even
I
a
would,
Flacco?
I would stick
still
with
out there?
Zach Wilson.
Stick with Wilson because regardless of who you get, you're not winning anything this year. You just draft this guy as a first round pick 2 years ago. Play the guy.
They need a full year to learn what he is, especially with a supposed better system, and has Rodgers to help him out as well. Like he actually has people around him now to help him out.
Yeah.
Like
You can't get
this is the year to see what he has.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
Is Nick Foles any better than Wilson is now?
no, and Foles.
No.
Foles has only been good with the Eagles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jaguars, he got hurt right away. Didn't really
Same
do anything.
thing.
Wasn't good with the Rams.
Bears, he was awful. Colts, he was awful. Yeah.
There's no one in
Yeah.
the free agent market. Even Wentz is not better than Wilson right now. If he
No,
is
because
not
he was.
much.
He would still been with the Colts
There's,
or the
yeah,
Commanders.
free agent market has a whole lot of nothing.
Yep.
So at this point, it's like
Roll with Wilson.
best they have. Yeah.
Unless they find their Kurt Warner out there in a grocery store somehow.
Not happening. Just roll with Wilson. You've drafted him. Figure out what you have, and then you figure out, okay, we got to move on next year.
Maybe if he gets his mind right, maybe he calls it Brock Purdy. Because whatever Brock Purdy snorted last year, and got himself a starting job all the way from Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, but props to him for pulling that. one
He was
off.
that experienced college quarterback.
Yeah, 4-year starter.
Yep.
So he
Made the
was
transition
seasoned.
a lot easier.
It's a mentality thing, more than a physical.
And
thing.
also, I mean, not only I think is he a talented guy, but he's in the right system. He's got Shanahan, who's an offensive genius. He's got the weapons around. It makes it easier. He's not going to the Texans and having to, try and win with his arm every single play, every single game. So I think he's in a good spot with the Niners.
Yeah, they got a great squad. This should be a fun season for them. What else stood out? Obviously, the Rams looked good. What else stood out to you guys in the first few, early stage of the season?
Giants.
What the fuck happened to the
It's
Giants?
disgusting. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, that was an abysmal game. They just didn't show up at all.
Especially with their hype they were
Yeah,
getting.
all the hype they had. Their offensive line, probably after week 1 was worse than the league.
I got two things
I
about
would
that
say.
game too. Yeah, I agree. One, I've been a very big Danny Dimes critic and hater, but one, that offensive line did nothing
Yeah.
for him. 7 sacks, not to count how many times he's been hit. And what
Yeah,
the hell? What's his name? Dabble, the head coach.
Dable.
What was he doing at the end? You're leaving your franchise quarterback out there in a 40-0 game, and he's still getting hit on the last drive.
It's not-
Why
Yeah.
is Tyrod Taylor not in the game?
At that
I know.
point, 30. Once you get to 30-0,
And it's pouring rain. You already saw Well, you didn't see it because it happened the next day, but with the Rodgers injury. But that field is known for terrible injuries. Get the guy off the field. The game's over.
Yeah.
Take him out.
And I'm not a big fan of Jones either, but you can't really put that game completely on him because he had no time to throw. I mean, I know
He
the
had helmets in
Cowboys.
his face.
I know the Cowboys have a great pass rush, but you at least got to put some helmets in front of them because they were just getting to him at will.
Their right side was abysmal.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even know who their right tackle is or right guard
It's
is.
Evan Neal's their right tackle,
Yeah.
who they drafted fifth. I think it was fifth overall
He didn't even show up to the
2
game.
years ago. Yeah.
He didn't even show up.
Yeah, well, I think he's having a hard time. He played left tackle in college, and I don't think he's a right tackle
Terrible.
at all. So I think they got to slide him in the guard.
Yeah, I actually felt bad for
Slide
Daniel
right in the
Jones.
DMs.
Yep.
Yes.
Slide something because nothing works.
Right tackle's not working for him right
No.
now.
No.
Felt bad for the guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, another thing, Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Ooh,
That was a big
What the
surprise
heck?
how bad
you know
Burrow
what?
was.
That
But
may have been worse than the Giants, just because of the talent that the Bengals have.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
what makes it worse is 2-3 days prior, Burrow
signed
signs
big
his
money.
contract.
The highest played quarterback in history.
And
Yeah.
they get 3 points against the Browns.
now you wonder with him.
And Dan Jones signed a big contract too, but not Burrow level.
No.
So now you wonder too if it's because he had no preseason because he literally basically just healed from the injury and was just thrown right in there. If that had a factor, or it was just he was just that bad.
I'm sure it factored a little bit, but then again, you're Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You're
You,
expected to
you know what
perform.
you're doing. Get out there and do something. 3 points. And I'm not trying to hate on the Browns, but the Browns, in my opinion, they're not elite. So, and you got people like, Chase, Higgins, Mixon. 3 points?
Yeah.
Come on.
When you look at it too, all these quarterbacks that signed these big money deals in the offseason, I think they all lost week one.
I'm telling you, the way to do it is somehow if you can be like the Niners and find like a guy like Brock Purdy and get these cheap quarterback deals. I mean, we got our quarterback is on a 7th round salary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
was
is
he
helping
making
us.
That's your-
$3,800 a year or something
Yeah.
like that?
That's your best winning window if you have a quarterback on a rookie contract.
That's how you can sign your other players and move money around and make it work. And now we have over $40 million. We have the most in the NFL in
it,
cap
buys
space
you,
now.
it buys you like a 3-year window.
Yeah,
about,
so
I would say.
it's great. So
Yeah.
You win now. Yeah, you can go out and
And his
sign.
contract's up in like
linemen.
3-4 years, then you have to adjust because
Oh.
you got to pay him.
And you know what I'm thinking? Now, you guys chip in here. I think the Bengals are in a lot of trouble. You just gave all this money to Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
You got just in your offense alone. You guys got like Chase, who's going to get money. Higgins is a solid guy, and you got Mixon.
I think. Well, I
Do they
think,
keep all these guys? Can they keep all these
don't think
guys?
so.
I think Higgins is the one they got to worry about because he's a free agent this year. Mixon, I think they can get without because he's kind of regressed recently.
But who are they
So
going to replace him with?
just draft somebody. Honestly, you have
Better
all
hope you
these,
hit that draft.
you have all these running backs now. You can draft like second round or later that turn out to be great. I think it's not worth paying Mixon because he's been hurt a lot lately, or he hasn't produced that much. His production's been way down. So at this point, I just let Mixon walk.
That's been the trend. Is there's no more star running backs anymore. Like they used to have, like years ago,
Yeah.
you'd have a
Christian
Sean.
McCaffrey?
There's a very,
Well-
it's a very small number. I would say it's like maybe 3 to 5. I would put the number of guys you would actually pay star running back money. Otherwise, a lot of teams are with the philosophy we'll just draft our next guy and let him walk.
Or instead of having a 1,500 yard or 2,000 yard guy, we'll get 3 guys that can stitch together 400 yards, 600 yards, and another 500 yards, and then you got yourself one back out of 3, and these guys cost us $50 and a case of tall boys instead of.
That's the way it's going because the running back market is in the shitter free agency wise. Like they don't get paid.
Because they run out of gas after like 4 seasons. Like
Yep.
it's tough to keep these guys going. If you look at
Yep.
DeMarco Murray, 10 years ago was top of the top, and then 2 years later he's basically out of the league.
Well, just when he went from the Cowboys to the Eagles, it was just done.
Off
Or you
the
had
top.
One offseason, done.
you had Chris Johnson who was running for 2,000 yards out of nowhere, just plummeted
Disappeared.
right down.
Just not everyone's.
Alexander, Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson had
Nah, he was solid.
He had a run.
And he came back from a torn ACL
And he
in
always
3 days. and-
even when his old years, he was a solid running back. You can't say he's ever stunk. He was always solid even at his old age.
Yeah.
You got those tall boys out?
They had a tall boy. You want a tall boy?
I want a tall boy. I need a tall man in my
I'll
life.
give you a tall man in your life.
Oh, man. I'd even say the Ravens were a letdown too. They
Yeah,
didn't
there's
put
a
up.
lot
They
of
didn't put up. They put up
surprises.
22 points, I think, against the Texans.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
didn't look that great.
with
Especially Lamar. didn't look
Lamar
good at
having all that big money now. They're supposed to have all these weapons now with Odell, Zay Flowers.
I never got the thing with Odell, though. Because Odell, he's fallen off dramatically. And when they signed him, I'm like, he's okay.
Well, I think they were going
but-
off Rams Odell. Why they were.
Yeah.
He was
Like,
only
he-
half a season or something.
He didn't even play last year, right?
He didn't play last
Yeah.
year.
How old is he now? gotta be in his 30s now,
Yeah, he's
right?
like 30, 31, I think.
What did he come out in 14?
I forget. Yeah, he's like low 30s. But yeah, I think I think they were going off Rams hype for him, but that's why he got the money he got. But yeah, they were a big letdown for me.
But the weird thing is, because like, not only is that over a year ago, but the Rams actually have like a quarterback that can throw. No, I'm
Yeah,
not trying to
Lamar-
disrespect Lamar, but Stafford's the better passing quarterback.
Lamar's never impressed me throwing.
Lamar's
ever since that
a
MVP,
phenomenal
ever
athlete.
since that MVP year, he has not been
No,
able
I
to
agree.
throw. Yeah.
He's a phenomenal athlete, no doubt about it. But I'm talking just strictly throwing the ball. I mean, I don't think anyone
It's
would
not
put
even a
him
comparison,
behind Matt Stafford.
No.
So, or ahead of Matt Stafford, I should say.
No.
Something when you sign these guys to big money deals, something happens. They don't have the
Goes to the
same.
head. Well, 'cause
they
they
don't
got-
have the same drive anymore.
They got
It's
security.
security.
They
Which
get
is
hurt.
the-
Like Rodgers, $72 million guaranteed to play what? 3 plays?
4 plays. Yeah, didn't
Four
even
plays?
play pass.
But
Didn't
that
even play
one you
pass.
can't completely.
No, I
Like the
understand.
other ones, like they play and suck. Him was like
Well, I
injury.
understand
The only
that,
one that's really been
but-
worth it so far is Mahomes.
Of course, but I'm just saying that because like a lot, especially wide receivers, they're divas. They're like, oh well, I got my money, whatever, and then,
Yep.
and then they see that. That's why they push for these guaranteed monies.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, Aaron Rodgers now $72 million. He may never play again. Who knows?
He might. I mean, at 39,
Coming
come
back,
from
he's 40
Achilles-
years old.
Achilles tendon injury. I mean, at best,
They
he'll be
think-
super. Like, when did Kevin Durant come back from his Achilles tear? Was
He missed a whole year.
He missed the whole season. Yeah. So
He tore it in the finals, right?
Tore it in
And
the
then
finals,
did he
then he
start the following?
No, because he went to the Nets the next year. Didn't
Yeah.
play the entire year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he didn't play until his second year with the Nets. So over a year after his injury.
yeah. So Rodgers, I think he'll be back.
But
I
to
mean, if
what
he starts
extent?
week 1
Yeah.
next year, that would be
Yeah.
miraculous.
Because it's a minimum like 6 months, and obviously the older you get, you run into
And it might be different
healing.
versus football versus
basketball.
basketball as well.
So,
yeah, because you're taking hits and
I'll tell
contact.
you what, if I'm Rodgers, because there's not going to be many more players, but when I like influence, I'm going right to the fucking head of MetLife. I'm like, change this turf. Bosa,
Yeah.
the Niners were claiming for it 3 years ago, and they lost 3 guys in one game when Bosa tore his ACL, and
Yeah.
Solomon Thomas tore his ACL, and someone else. That
It just
field
comes-
is horrible.
I think it's the worst turf field in the NFL.
Yeah, it takes play. Barkley did Barkley blow his
Barkley
leg in a
hurt
home
his
game?
knee, but he went out
Yeah.
for a season.
But that was a home
yeah.
game, right, on
Yeah,
that
didn't,
field?
I don't know if it was there, but Odell Beckham broke his ankle. I don't know if it was a home game or not, but a
I
couple
forget,
years
but
ago.
yeah, it's by far probably the worst field condition, like
If-
for turf wise in the NFL.
You know, that's why I'm using my leverage. I'm like, I'll come back only if this field is replaced with natural grass.
Yep.
And if
Yeah.
not, that's fine. I'm out.
If
got
I'm
my
the owner of the
72
Jets, I'd be
million.
like, I'll go to Home Depot, get some fucking sod right now, and
It's
start
pennies.
laying it out
It's
there.
pen- you're,
Yep.
and plus, since I go after, I'm going to assume the Giants are going to pay for it too.
Yeah.
So you got 2 teams pay for one fucking solid turf, or not
What's
turf.
the
Yeah.
grass cost?
And I guess-
you just get
I
like
guess-
one of those
see that
little
shit.
sod
I
things.
guess
You get a
the whole-
lawnmower, a weed whacker, you're good
And
to
I
go.
guess the
That's
whole reason
good.
they go turf is because I guess in the long run it's cheaper not to pay for lawn care, but like
Is it
is the
cheaper when you're
cost
losing your
cost
stars?
really worth like the risk of injuring your players, which your fans pay to come see?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I guarantee it does not take $72 million a year to keep natural grass going, and now you just lost
No.
your quarterback.
No, absolutely. That stadium overall, I was just
It's
there. I was there a couple months ago. It's not that impressive for the price tag. It was over $1 billion to build it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this
It just looks
it's
like
a
a
giant
silver-
tin can silver silver building. Like
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing spectacular about this.
And I've
building.
been to it. No, it's like clean and it's nice in that regard.
Yeah,
but
but-
yeah, you're not there like, wow, this is
So as
this
far
is
as like
something else.
amenities wise for a newer stadium,
No,
it
it's-
doesn't have
it's-
like the
there's
amenities like
nothing.
you see like the Falcons new stadium, the Rams new stadium, Cowboys stadium, like all these new stadiums.
And they hosted a not World Series. They hosted a Super Bowl. They hosted a WrestleMania.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
a lot
Hosted
of-
all these big things, and I'm
soccer things,
Yeah.
concerts, and all
Makes
that.
Jersey look like shit.
I think
That's our
but-
stadium. That's our
but if you-
premier stadium.
If you look at like the Vikings' new stadium with the glass roof
Yeah.
on top, you look at the
Nice.
Rams' new stadium with that
Raiders?
whatever that roof is
The
they have is
Raiders?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raiders looks like a I don't even know what that.
It
It's
looks
awesome.
like the Death Star from the Star Wars,
Yeah.
black and just like
It's
ridiculous
great.
looking. Yeah,
It's great. Even, and I'm not trying to be biased, but even like the Niners, even though I was in 2014, but it's a very nice looking stadium.
Mhm.
And like I said, the Giants, it's just like this silver bowl of metal
that's all it is.
in a
It's
parking
a
lot.
silver,
And
silver
there's
oval.
nothing around it.
There's
It's
nothing.
like an industrial zone.
It
There's
is- yeah,
nothing
it's
around
a parking
it.
lot.
well, they got
Yeah.
they got the what's it
The
called?
Great American Mall, whatever it's
yeah,
called.
the mall there, yeah.
Not Mall of America. Is it Great American Mall?
It's
No, American Dream.
American Dream.
Yeah.
There's some like the Tennessee Titans are building a new building,
Yes.
and it looks gorgeous.
Yes.
The
You got it.
Bears,
It's in Nashville. You have to.
The
Yeah.
Bears are getting a new one. Right?
Bears are. I
Yes.
think the
They
Bears.
broke ground, I think.
So are the Bears getting a new one? I heard the Bears are going to build a new stadium over top of the old one. So they're going to build like a new roof and a dome over Soldier Field.
I heard they broke ground on, and it's not even going to be in like Chicago.
Really?
It's going to be like a suburb outside.
Yeah, I think
You're
that's
like
what
the
I
Cubs?
forget for sure.
Yeah, something like that. Now, don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure I read that or something. So I have to look again. But if that's the case, it's not going to be in that same area.
That's interesting. I thought
That's a historic stadium.
That is, yeah. That's why I was like, that's kind of cool if they build basically a dome over top and renovate the entire Soldier Field because it remains the history, but it also
moving it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nice.
it is.
But I guess
But I know that field's apparently a dump though too, so that's why I think it makes sense for them to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean just this summer, Chelsea played Dortmund in a preseason soccer game there, and that field looked like shit.
Yeah, it doesn't. The grass doesn't
Absolutely
hold well.
shit.
Nope.
I think there are two major teams playing on here, and a guy got hurt, and I was like, I'd be suing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd be
The
suing.
stadium game today is insane. I mean, I assume
It's hit or miss. You got teams with like beautiful stadiums and teams with dumps.
I think it's like the new this last I say decade of new stadiums that have been opened have been nice, but I guess from anything after the Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
pretty much because after that, I mean, that was 2010 that one opened. After that, we had
The Niners in 14.
the Niners in 14. We had the Rams in 2020. We had
Vegas 2 years ago.
Falcons.
Vegas was
Falcons,
2020.
yeah.
Falcons was like 18 or something.
18 or 19, yeah.
You know who needs one is the damn Commanders. That
Yeah.
thing
FedEx
is a
Field.
dump. I went there once for a college game, and that place is a dump.
That one's only 20 years old too.
And it's garbage. But RFK's still around. They didn't even knock that down.
I
It's
don't know if
still
they still
standing.
use that or is it
They
just
didn't
like
use it for like a soccer game not too long ago.
probably
But
costs more to just leave it there than to actually get the demolition crew in there.
they just got two dumps in that city.
Yeah, you think? Well, now they got new ownership, and Josh Harris isn't afraid to spend a lot of money.
No, he is not.
Oh, that is true.
You know,
That
you
is
see what
true.
they're building that new Sixers building. Did you see the rendering for that?
Is that official? They're going to be leaving Wells
That's
Fargo?
Yeah, in 2031.
I think that is a terrible mistake.
Same.
Putting that stadium.
I'm not a fan of the location,
Yeah, that's
personally.
what I'm saying,
I'm a
yeah.
fan of getting a new arena, but as far as location, having it in the inner city,
Yeah.
I get they're trying to make the city look nicer because
But
a lot of
traffic.
because it's
gonna be a pain
it's
in the
very
ass.
dumpy. A lot of Philly. What are you gonna say?
It's I mean, I
Kevin hates
agree.
it. Kevin
Yeah,
hates
it's
it.
very.
I hate that. I mean, I love the renderings of the building look great,
Yeah.
but I hate that they're doing it,
Yeah.
moving it to center.
The
city.
only saving thing I think is they're supposed to build a train station, kind of like MSG, right underneath that stops there. So that's its only saving
Yeah,
grace
but where are
is
you going to
taking
get
the
on
train
it?
in.
Like, where would you get on it?
You would have to
Cherry
hop
Hill.
on.
Probably the Patco.
Or you,
Burlington,
or you
yeah,
cross
Hill
the,
area.
South Jersey.
or you
That's
cross
just-
the bridge to Levittown. And hop
See, that's
on there, yeah.
inconvenient.
Yeah, because now I hop in the car.
Well, for their market,
You gotta drive
so
somewhere
I
else.
think their market's
Get on a train.
Pennsylvania a lot, so that
No,
will
I
work
get
for
it.
them. Yeah,
I get it. But here's the thing, though, too. It's, you know me, I'm a big Philly hater. And
I know,
everything.
yes.
But
Yeah.
the one thing Philly does right is what they currently have with their stadiums. They're
great.
all right there.
it's a good setup. Yeah, I
Not
agree.
many cities do that. I can't
It's
think
a-
of any other cities. I'm not saying there aren't, but I can't top of my head that have all their stadiums right there. It's convenient to get there. We're off the highway. You got Xfinity Live right there.
Parking's easy.
Parking is simple to get in
Yep.
or out. It's beautifully done.
Yeah.
And to do that, I think is a massive mistake, and I don't think they're really taking that
And
into
I also think
consideration.
Wells Fargo is still a nice arena.
I agree
Wells
with
Fargo's
that.
not even that old. Wells Fargo was built in 96.
Yeah, for the age
96.
it is, it's a nice arena.
I have no problem with them renovating it in
Yeah.
an off season. Go for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need to go put a brand new stadium in Center City because Kevin said he was like he will never go to a Sixers or Flyers game ever.
I don't know
again.
if the Flyers are going there.
Well, no, actually, they're going to say. He said he'll
Yeah.
never go to a Sixers game. He said he'll never drive. I mean, the traffic's going to be insane.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take a train because I don't know. I assume they're going to build a parking garage. They have to.
Yeah, they're gonna have to have something.
Is
there.
it going in Chinatown?
Yes.
Is that where it's at?
So
Yeah.
I mean, I was listening to a podcast with one of the Sixers who's on the Sixers ownership team, and he's like, I'm getting a lot of shit on social media about this decision. I thought it was going to be awesome, and everybody's like shitting all over it. But he's like, but we're going to create all these jobs. And we're going to renovate Center City, and we're going to take a abandoned shopping mall, demolish half of it, and build this building. And it's already got a train system underneath of it that we're going to use that and build that up, and it's going to be like this mecca centralized sports.
They're trying to make like their own MSG. Is pretty much the premise of what
Here's
their
it.
thought was.
But at least MSG is, especially for us, is simple to get to.
Yeah.
We get a train station right in our own town.
Yeah, but-
dumps you off in the
well,
basement of it.
Yeah,
if you lived
yeah.
in Pennsylvania, I guess it would be convenient.
Pennsylvania,
but for us,
but
yeah.
you can't underestimate the South Jersey fans. Like, it's a massive following down
It
there.
is. Yeah.
South Jersey's basically an extension of Philadelphia in terms of fandom.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot harder for people like that to get there. And
Yep.
I've heard a lot of Philly fans, like Kevin and others, say they will never go to a game there. They'd rather go to, like, an away game at, like, anywhere else. They don't want to drive into fucking Center City.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if you've been to Barclays Center, right?
Of course.
It's not the easiest place to park at. You got to, like, or take a train to. I've only been one time. I drove there. I had to park in some garage.
I parked in the garage that was right to the left of the stadium. It was right there.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy. We took the turnpike up all the way up one exit, right up to Atlantic Ave. It was easy. Now, obviously, it's a little longer of a drive because of the distance,
Mm-hmm.
but it was relatively easy. But I don't know how it's going to work in Center City, Philly, especially in a rush hour environment. You know, those 6 o'clock early games, even 7 o'clock games. But
Yeah. It's going to be rough, but I'm curious how it plays out.
Guess we'll see. That is official, you said?
That's
Yeah,
pretty much official. 2031.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So in 8 years.
You don't really see also many cities that have a basketball and a hockey team in separate stadiums, right?
No, I think this is solely because
It's really just
they don't want to pay the lease.
Las
on
Vegas
the Wells
has
Fargo.
rings. They don't have a basketball team.
But what happens with the Flyers now?
They'll stay at Wells Fargo.
Can
They're
they
in a
Wells
different
Fargo,
ownership
yeah.
group.
Can they afford the whole thing by themselves now? Not another team like paying their way in.
Well, if you're the Wells or Comcast owns the Wells Fargo Center, you're like you don't want to lose them because
Yeah,
that's
'cause that's your-
like you lost 2 tenants right there. What are you going to do?
And the hard thing is though,
Only
think
so many
about it,
Billy Joel concerts you put in there.
They broadcast their games too.
but it's not even. That's my next point. She's
Yeah.
like Billy Joel or whoever, whatever big artist. Now their draw is going to be to the new arena. They're like, I want to go to the new one. That's the hype or whatever.
Yeah.
So why would they go to Wells Fargo? If they can go to the new one that's brand new, state of the art. What happens to Wells Fargo?
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
have to find stuff to
Do
fill,
the Flyers
fill it.
rent from the Sixers now and move in?
That's what I think happens because it's 8 years, and the reason why it's taken so long is because the ownership guy was like I forget his name. Said the Sixers have a long-term lease with Wells Fargo Center they can't get out of, so that's why it's like it doesn't take that long to build a stadium.
No, it doesn't take 8 years.
You could have in 2 years have a new
2 years.
arena put up.
Easily.
Yep.
But they have a long-term lease till 2030 or something. With so they said in 2026 they're going to start breaking ground on this new thing.
Wow. Okay.
76th place or whatever it's going to
Yeah.
be called.
Yeah, so if the Flyers go there, it'd be really awkward.
Well,
We'll call it
They
76th
went-
place in the Flyers.
And they went
They're
from
not
the
gonna-
owners to the renters.
they're not going to call it that. That's probably a temporary name. They'll sell the rights.
Call
to
it like
something.
Philly Place or something. Maybe.
No, they'll sell it. It'll be like the Singular Wireless arena.
Singular Wireless.
That's a throwback right there.
Yeah, Singular.
It's going to be the Motorola beeper.
Boost Mobile.
Yeah.
It's the Boost Mobile Plaza.
Sidekick.
Yeah,
arena.
it's gonna, the Blockbuster.com arena. Yeah,
Well, that'll be. I guess we'll find out soon, but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that.
yeah. Well, but stadium and game is interesting. I mean, obviously we know the A's are going to be probably moving to Vegas. We're talking
Vegas,
about
yeah.
that, and
They have to.
I think they're going to get a basketball team too.
We were
They're
actually just
talking about
that
expansion. I
earlier.
think it'd be Las Vegas and Seattle are going to be the ones.
You know what
that
we
get
said? Just because there's been a lot of talk over the last years of
Yep.
the Kings not knowing if they were going to stay.
it. Yeah.
They should just bring them over because then you have the WNBA who are the Aces, and then you have the Kings. It kind of plays in with the Vegas.
you keep all the
Yeah.
The cards in there.
You got the Jacks. Somebody's got the Jacks. You know, you have like a guy like with a jester hat on,
man.
like going like woo like that.
They should bring the Kings over. They've
They
been
should.
talking about leaving Sacramento for it seems like every year they talk about it.
It's such a random town too, Sacramento, California.
And it's
Yep.
the only team there, right? I can
Yeah,
think of?
that's their
Yeah.
only team. Yep.
It's a
They have
basketball?
triple A baseball team they have.
Okay, so
That's their only
so
sport.
yeah, just the Kings, basically.
Yeah, I don't know why you picked that. You probably better off go to like San Diego's like a bigger market or something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, bring back the Supersonics and put a team in Vegas. That's
That's what's going to happen.
Those are the
'Cause
markets
Vegas, I
left,
think
yep.
Vegas wants all the power, like big sports.
I mean, it's a perfect spot. The
is.
tourism's there. There's always
you-
people flying into it.
And you have the arena already with the Vegas Knights.
Yeah.
Throw them right in there. You don't need another stadium. Boom, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's the perfect place. And I think for a while they avoided it because the whole gambling thing was taboo. But now gambling's like
Gambling's
super.
taking off.
It's like
Yeah.
every league is like bought into it now.
And
They
they're
have,
catching these players so easily now that what's the big
Which I don't
deal?
understand. Like, just
How do
have
you-
your friend
yeah,
put the bet in.
yeah.
If I was a professional, like
If I'm Calvin Ridley, I would go to like AD to give you the money from. It'd be like I would keep like 2 or
I'll
3
give it
like
cash. I'll
parties.
give it cash.
And have like code words like, "Hey, can you bring me like a dozen eggs or something?" That means place like a
Yeah, $12,000.
Yeah, place like
that Carl's gonna
$12,000.
beat Donnie
Calvin
B.
Ridley, if you see this, it's still possible. Just think about it, bro. Think about it.
Like,
you could create.
I'll
3 or
put
4
your bets in.
layers.
I'll put your bets in.
Can you bring a dozen eggs and go to Detroit this weekend? That means put $12,000 on the Lions.
Just give me 5%.
Throw
Give
a couple, boxes of
5%.
ziti.
Yeah.
Get a couple of boxes of ziti on, from the supermarket. You know what I mean?
Ziti's code word too.
A couple of yardsticks over on, something like that. You get a little something. We'll do it for you. We'll be your personal bookies, Calvin.
Can you bring my practice cleats?
Yeah. Can you wash my jersey?
Yep.
Which means book the parlay.
Instead, he's probably on his phone.
5 catches easily.
Instead, he's probably on his phone scrolling through, like, yeah, this looks good, and clicks it on his own account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Honestly,
All right.
I don't think it should be illegal to gamble if you're gambling on yourself to do well or win.
You still have to go out and do it. It's not like you can.
I can see if I was like, all right, we're going to lose today. I'm like, okay, well then maybe you didn't put the max effort out there. If I'm like
I can get not betting on your own team's games, but betting on other games.
I may get too though, but if
I don't think that's
you
a
were a
big
different
deal.
team, like Davini, I got you under 5 catches, so don't get that 5th one.
Yeah.
You could do that, or if you're like, let's say you're Patrick Mahomes, and you say, I'm going to bet against the Chiefs to lose, my own team to lose. I'll just throw 8 interceptions tonight.
Yeah.
You could do. I mean, that makes sense.
I think that's why it would make sense not to bet on your own team, but other games, I think it's not as big of a deal as they make it.
There's so many ways around. Like I said, just get a friend to do it. If you can't help yourself, get a friend to do it.
You gotta be fucking stupid to get caught doing that.
You
just get a briefcase of cash.
Or is the crazy thing? Don't text them. Just literally call them on the phone too. Like
you go to a payphone.
NFL's not tracing your call.
It's like a mafia.
NFL's not recording your calls.
You meet them in person. You put the fan on. And be like, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick up 12 boxes of ziti, and I want you to take them to Steve. Who's located in Kansas City.
Just turn into a mob hit.
He's going to give you the meatballs.
Yes, Kansas City. He's going to call our friend Kansas City, who is delayed his flight from
by 5.5 hours
from Tampa.
Spread.
That'll be code word that Kansas City's going to beat Tampa.
Yeah.
You just got to come up with a system.
Yep,
that's what it is. That's what it is. Gotta get creative, right?
It's not that hard. You don't have to get that creative.
I feel like I don't think it's that hard. Boss fan boss, do you think you could get away with sneakily gambling if you're a professional athlete? Think about
it. There's definitely ways.
What about this? Is there any contract that one's spouse has to sign? Who's to say that if Calvin was married, that his wife can't just go put the bet in? She's not the athlete. She's not under contract.
Something very interesting. When I was working at NFL Films, I wasn't allowed to gamble.
But you can call me up or come over. See if you don't get it on wiretap. You just come over and be like, Carl,
I got the Bills minus 3.
You don't Venmo. You're like, here's Carl. Here's $100. I'm going to leave this here in the bar.
I'm going to walk away.
Who do you think's going to win the Buffalo Vegas game? Be like, I really like Buffalo. And be like, I'm going to leave this right here.
I mean, if it's in your name, I didn't gamble then.
No, you didn't. And at the
That's
end,
what I'm saying. If someone's wife did.
Maybe I shave a little off the top, keep a little for myself.
Percentage, 5%.
Yeah, as a booking fee.
A little tip.
20%. I give you the $80, and I keep the 20 as... just leave it here, and we just leave it here.
Because then you won it, and you just owed him a debt.
That's it.
You paid him a debt.
So you know what?
If you want to be technical, that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. It's not that hard. Yeah. No. So interesting landscape we live in nowadays. But all right, let's just shift gears a little bit. What are you guys listening to? We were talking about concerts in the last episode a little bit. So what's on your Apple Music or Spotify playlist right now? I've been making a lot of different playlists. You're all
about your playlists.
I am. I made
everything of legends I hear. Everyone's been talking about your playlists. How you always making them. Every time I was like, oh, there goes Carl with another playlist.
Who said that?
My wife.
Oh, she did. Yeah.
There's another playlist from Carl.
I'm all about it. So I'm starting to build a reputation, even at jiu-jitsu. I was we were doing on Saturday at the end of the class. They do what do they call it? King of the Hill, where you you have to try to just pass the person, and then if not, you get back in the line.
Yeah.
And it was to get some girl in the class, and she's like, oh, I was like, hey, what's up? It was like, she's like, hey, I'm Carl. She's like, are you Carl with the with that infamous head trap, and I'm like, I have a reputation.
Head trap?
Head trap. Like I guess I don't know. I guess I got a good head trap or a terrible one or something like that. But like, I trapped somebody and I got a good.
Good
And
or
I was
bad?
like, I have a reputation. I was so enthralled by that I couldn't even do the thing.
What
After
does it
that.
do with the playlist, though?
Well, you said I have a reputation for playlists. I'm like, I'm building up some street cred here. I'm pumped. So yes, I'm the king. I'm the playlist prince. Yes.
Okay.
So what's going on? You don't like a good playlist? What's on your playlist right now, Cap?
Playlist? Right now I want a mix of, like, some stuff I used to listen back in, like, say, like, early college?
So a lot of like
let's see, like, I have some,
ADTR. What was that song we listened to? It was like 2012 on the way.
Emmanuel. The band Emmanuel.
Make Tonight.
Make Tonight.
Make Tonight. You like it?
That's
Make
on my-
Tonight?
You know, that's a great song.
I love that song.
Yeah, that's
I
on
didn't
my
know
playlist
this. I
right
think we're in a
now.
bond right now. I didn't know you liked that
Yep.
song.
Yeah, I'm on a lot of that.
How do you,
I
I haven't known one other person
Yeah.
on earth that knows that song.
Yep.
until
I have the
just
new
now.
Ballyhoo album.
Okay.
Reggae.
I didn't know you liked Ballyhoo.
I love Ballyhoo. Yeah, new Ballyhoo
Look at us,
album.
we're getting a lot.
then
I
I
opened
have
some
the new,
Reese's Pieces.
New
Some
Hobson,
shit's all over
new
it.
Hobson songs.
Okay.
My favorite rapper.
What was that rap song that we listened to on the way to Sixers game? Like 2012. We listened to like every single time we got in the car. It was like
Is it Click?
no, it was.
'Cause I had to re-download that recently.
It was what was it? Oh god, that's gonna drive me nuts. It's like
Because that was one of the Sixer songs.
oh
when
Slim
you were split.
Thug. Remember Slim
Oh,
Thug?
Slim. Oh, yeah.
He's like
Do you like it real slow? That
yeah,
one?
slow. Baby turn around like oh
Yeah.
baby turn around. Like, now we got it so fine.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
love it.
I'm
Thug
more
make
of
a heart speed
Yeah, I'm more
up.
of an older thing right now because like newer music, for some reason, a lot of it just doesn't do it for me like the music did when we grew up. It's just not as good anymore. I feel like
I feel that. There's
So
some good
it's too,
stuff.
it's too heavily produced. I think music these days. I think that's my problem. It's like a lot of auto tune, like the lyrics, like especially with rap today. The lyrics are just awful for a lot of people. Like it just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, hip hop especially is like I feel like there's not like a leader right now in that. Like
They all sound the same.
yeah, but some of the stuff like there's some really good songs out there, but
Yeah.
they
you get
go
the occasional good one. Yeah.
like they're a little too much on the special effects, which is like it's like all right, you had a great song, like you don't have to over
Yeah.
try too hard. So all right, Ballyhoo, Caparoni, what do you got over there in your playlist?
I don't even have a playlist. My playlist on Spotify is literally every song I've ever downloaded.
That's how I am too. I don't have a playlist.
I'm gonna
I just
make
literally
it-
hit shuffle.
So I have over 5,000 songs, and I just
Yeah,
hit shuffle.
I literally press shuffle.
and whatever
every time.
shows up that I want to hear, I'll listen to it.
All right, well I'm gonna make you a playlist. I'm gonna make you a playlist. I'm gonna make playlists. What do you want? What kind of
No, I want
genre
you-
do you want? And I'll make you a good playlist.
Surprise me.
If you know me, you know the shit I like. So
I
I'm
know the
gonna,
shit you like.
Yeah.
So then I'm
I know
gonna,
the shit you like.
I'm gonna go with a surprise. I'll wait for a surprise.
All right.
Yep.
And the cool thing about my playlist, I got like different names for all of them. Like, like somebody at work, I did a playlist for somebody. I started doing a trend. I was like, all right, I'll do a playlist for every day of the week. I did like Monday Morning Madness. I did Twisted Tuesday. Wavy Wednesday was like chill
Like
vibes.
surfer music.
I'm working on a new one right now. Thursday, Thrill Ride. It's a lot of like, rappy rock, like new metal stuff. It pairs well with motocross,
That's-
anger management, and Mountain Dew. It's great. Yeah.
Who the
Really?
hell do you know does motocross?
Yeah.
Like a little 311 on there.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Yes. All right, I'm gonna make playlists.
All right, I'll be waiting for it.
There's some good stuff out there. There's some, at least on the hard rock side. There's some cool like stuff out there that's like I think you'll see some. There's this band called Never Tell is really cool.
Okay.
Jarris Johnson really into. He does a lot of remixes of older songs, but
Okay.
in like but yeah. So I'm gonna work on some playlists. We'll have
All
some
right,
fun with it.
I'll be waiting on it.
All right, so let's get a little silly here. I was talking to somebody about dating and kind of like the awkwardness of it and all that. So, what would you say if you had a story of what's an awkward dating moment that just stands out like a sore thumb in your mind? Let's start
I
with
have one.
you don't have you never had an awkward dating moment.
I don't think so. I'm just a G like that.
Look at you, Vin Diesel.
Awkward? No, I really don't think I had an awkward one.
You've never had an awkward date in your life. I find that hard to believe.
No, I don't think I have.
Cabaret.
Okay.
So many women to choose from
No.
here.
I don't think. Okay. So I was on a date with my now wife, Okay, but before I was with her,
Oh, I know where this is going.
I was like hooking up with her friend. Okay.
Did you know this is on air?
Was she there?
They know the story.
All
like,
right, all right.
The story's out
Yeah.
there. Like, they all know the
I knew
story.
exactly where this is going.
Anyway, okay. So I'm hooking up with her
Fucking
friend.
scumbag.
Okay.
Hooking up with her friend, and she married him.
Anyway, so the whole thing started before we get to the part where it gets awkward. Is my wife texted me, she breaks up with her boyfriend, she was dating with someone at the time. So I ditched this girl to hang out with her, but my wife had no clue I was hooking up with her friend at the time. So this is about like, okay, 2 weeks later, I'm with my wife and her friend texted her about like I was hooking up with her while I'm with her.
Oh my God! So what did she turn and look at you like?
So it turned into about like, I'm gonna say an hour of silence of her not talking to me before, because I had no clue she found out.
Where were you?
I was at my college apartment.
And she stayed?
Yeah, because she drove down.
That's when you know it's marriage right there.
No.
She stayed after that.
Nope. Somehow I got myself out of that, and here we are today.
That's the way you do it. You get yourself out of it. That's what it's about being a husband. That's how you win at being a husband. You find a way to get out of things. Right, boss man, boss?
Yep.
You gotta just find a way to, like,
Yeah.
weasel your way out of things.
What
Even if
about
you're
you,
in the
Carl?
wrong.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Besides
Let's hear it.
DMing if
This
you're
is-
on Facebook.
This is your topic.
As
So
a
you,
class.
since it's your topic, you got to have something. You
Oh,
can't
I mean,
say I have nothing.
I've had a lot of things. I don't know if we're going to talk about it in the air here, but we'll talk about one. One time I was in, it's just probably 15 years ago at this point, something like that.
Okay.
I was with a girl. We were like, with a girl at that point, and it was probably in January or February. It was like freezing cold out. I had a '96 Ford Escort, and this was back when you didn't really have a place to go a lot of the time, so you just end up, right in the car.
Yep, right in the car.
So, so I'm in the car. I'm in the Escort. It's in the middle. We parked in somewhere in like. We'll just call it an alleyway somewhere in the middle of somewhere.
Okay.
And, things start progressing, they're getting a little, how things progress at times.
Did you pop your top early?
And so I started taking my clothes off in the car, in the middle of an alleyway in January or something like that. So,
Now, was she doing it too, or just you on your own just taking your clothes off?
That's the thing. And then next thing you know, I see police lights start going off. So I really throw myself on the floor of the car. I'm like trying to grab my clothes as quickly as possible. I couldn't find my shirt, so the only thing I grabbed was my leather jacket that I had. But I threw it on, and I sat up in the seat with my hairy chest hanging out and a leather jacket on. And the police knocked on the window.
Why don't you shave the fucking chest?
I did Nair once. It burned the shit out of my nipples.
You don't need Nair, bro. Just shave
I
regularly.
just painted it on there. It's just like you get one of those painting
He
rollers.
would use Nair.
Yeah, horrible.
Continue.
It wiped it off. It looked really odd. It was just
yeah.
super too smooth almost. It was
Too
just like-
smooth. Okay.
That's my new nickname. Too smooth boss. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Oh my
All right. Well,
God.
let's hear the rest of this.
So I mean, the police knock on the window. I'm sitting up in the chair, like acting like nothing's going on. I'm just wearing a leather jacket with no shirt on in the middle of January.
Assless chaps.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I look like Mr. Belvedere. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It basically told us to just, all right, why don't you guys take it inside? And I'm like, all right, thanks. Thanks. Good job.
You know what place?
Yeah. Got any cheap hotels around here I can choose?
Yeah. Not in that part of town. But good stuff. Good times.
Something like that.
All right, so I got a fun thing.
Okay.
Scenario. I'm big in scenarios.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
Let's say you fake your own death. You're going to have to go off the grid.
Fake your own death.
Okay.
What's your strategy?
God damn, Carl.
You got to survive.
You feeling okay?
I'm
You
feeling
alright?
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say, all right, you got to
Yeah.
I
survive.
never really thought about faking my own death.
You obviously got to leave the country. You
How do
can't
you-
stay in America.
How do you get out of the country without, like, a passport? They're going to find out you're alive if you stamp it.
That's true. And go through like TSA and all that. Your
So you got to
big brother's
stay in the
always
country.
watching.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to.
I mean, unless
I
you
feel
take
like
a rowboat.
Canada would be easier to get
Yeah, you
into.
could take a boat somewhere.
You could. You get a,
Actually, they don't always stamp. They didn't stamp us in Canada.
I think Canada, they kind of like
They didn't
probably
they,
phoned it in, but I mean, like if you're coming to like
Mexico, I don't think they stamp either.
they didn't stamp mine for London.
really,
Yeah.
I got stamped for
They
Ireland.
looked at it, but they didn't stamp it.
Here's the thing, though. Your credit card records will show you bought an airline ticket.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so you
where
gotta
you
like
went.
You
So
gotta
I
like,
think
get rid of your credit
I would
cards.
probably drive down to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Take a boat to like Bahamas, maybe Bermuda, and just
So a cruise ship.
So be an island, a little
Take a-
island boy.
take a
What
boat.
boat is going to the Bahamas? It's not a cruise ship.
It's not that far from
One
Florida.
from the Cubans?
It's not that far from Florida.
Like a raft, so you're gonna like.
Yeah. What boat? What random boat?
Bahamas is not. You can just find a boat there.
You're
You're gonna paddle your way there?
People got boats down there in Florida. Pay them cash.
Yo, bro, take me to the Bahamas. You're a sketchy ass motherfucker.
you start-
My boat.
Here, I'll give you.
Could
I'll
you
give
start-
you. I'll give you 12 boxes of ziti. If you take it.
Because you start putting this out months ahead of time, you gradually take amounts of cash out, so you have cash on hand. Mm-hmm. And then
And you have to, because if you take large amounts out, then the bank gets alerted.
Yep. So then you pay the person to have.
Which is
the
kind
boat.
of bullshit. Like, yo, it's my money. It should
Yeah.
not matter how much I take out when I take it out. It's my money. What the hell do you care?
I know it's a Wednesday
what's the
afternoon.
calculate,
Maybe I want to take out $34,000.
Don't
So
they
why
cap-
is it your problem?
Doesn't
What
it
I'm going
cap
to do
it
with
to
this?
like 10 grand daily you can take out?
Something
cash,
like that.
Again,
It's like-
which is also bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
if I need my money now, it's none of your business. It's my money. It's not like it's in there legally.
Yeah.
You put it in there. Keep my damn money.
Yep.
The work. I mean, I don't have to buy like 537 Amazon gift cards to like
Yeah.
just
Give
to
the
get
guy
around
on the
the
boat.
system. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
came to the Bahamas. I got 35 Amazon gift cards for you.
So what would your plan be? How would you?
Well, I'd have to like leave everything here, my phone and everything, and just forget that Carl's around. I'd have to come up with a new persona
Okay.
and find a way. Like I'd go to the South somewhere. I probably wouldn't leave the country.
You couldn't do it.
I could probably figure it out for
No.
like a week.
No.
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 I'd have to go.
You love human interaction too much to live off the grid alone.
Well, I'd go meet new people.
And then be like, "Where's
now-
Carl?" Wait, and your picture's on the fucking news. You're like,
Well-
"Oh, I just saw
No,
that
I mean,
guy."
I'd grow a mustache.
What would you
I'd
do
like,
for a
I don't know,
job?
I'd
What
like
would you do
super
for a-
glue a toupee to
What
my
would you
head
do
or
for a-
something.
for a job though?
I would go like do like work like where you won't like maybe under off the grid work. Like
What do
it'd
you
be
do?
a
Construction?
Construction. or
You
I'd
construction.
work- wash dishes or something like
Wash
that.
You should be a
dishes.
landscaper.
Yeah, landscaper. Like, come on, I get to be a landscaper,
Oh,
right?
heavens.
Pop it open. Let's get a Lunchable in here. Boss man, boss, get a little Lunchable action over here. Oh, they have the Oreos in here. Holy shit! I didn't even know that. For
You got
dessert.
really excited about the Oreo.
No, I mean, I think I would go to the South somewhere, like in the middle of like.
You would, so you would stay in America.
I would stay in America. I'd go to the
Okay.
South somewhere. I'd have to come up with a new look. Maybe I'd just get really fat or like, like
Oh, man.
just so unrecognizable.
Okay.
I'd probably like grow a mustache.
Okay.
Maybe like bleach a different color. Or
Would you
something.
use your jujitsu on a wild animal?
I'd probably have to. I'd have to. Maybe like no, that's a good one. Maybe like a fisherman. Like I'll go out and I'll just live on like a boat and be one of those like Alaskan king crab fishermen, like Deadliest Catch.
Have you ever fished before?
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
And you're gonna go do deadliest catch.
I'm gonna do that. I can do it. I'll figure it out.
Oh, okay.
I'll Carl my way into it. That's what I do with everything.
What's your experience? I caught a goldfish from my family's fishing tank.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I get the gist of it. I'll
Yeah, you can build one of those.
First day, he flies over the boat. Into
build
the
one of
fucking
those.
now you're really dead.
You could be on one of those Gold Rush shows on Discovery Channel.
I'll do that or like the dirty job stuff. I'll like clean like shit out of a sewer pipe or something like that. Like,
Okay.
there's got to be stuff that people will pay me
All right.
cash off the grid.
I think we've come to the conclusion that Carly's plan is a little bit better.
Yeah.
I would just van life it. Go out
Van
to the
life it?
mountains and like do what the trendy thing now is, like people fix up old vans and like build a house out of it. I would just do that
Yep.
and go up to like Canada.
You probably get like an old van, like
Yeah.
for what $1,300 somewhere, like
You
like
should
an
make
old
sure
80s
you have
van.
enough cash though to survive getting up that way.
That's why a little construction work or like whatever I have to do to wash some toilets or something to get the $1,300, stitch it together, go pay in cash, buy an old van.
You just have to hope they don't. Yeah, because you have to find something they can't track either.
Well, that's why I wouldn't get a newer car with
Yep.
like
Well, here's the
GPS
thing, though.
systems in it.
Are you not registering this vehicle?
Well, that's a good point.
It's a very good point.
I'd probably buy it from one of those little shady lots on
You
the
gotta-
side of the road where I can
and
just
just
scratch the
drive-
VIN number off.
And
and
drive a non-registered vehicle. Hope they don't not get pulled over.
Yep. Where you're just getting cash and that's it.
So I'd probably have to just park it somewhere and use it as my house.
Yeah.
And I would have to just like kind of use public
You
transportation.
have to make a friend, have them register under their name.
I could do that. Like
Yep.
but I'll find our friend Calvin Ridley as a trade-off. Be like, I'll place all your bets for you. You just register this random van under your name.
I need 10%. Register this random van.
Then we go through his finances, just be like, all right, you have a Lambo, Ferrari, Escalade, you have a 1987 Dodge Caravan.
That we spotted in Quebec while you were playing.
That doesn't look suspicious at all.
Checks out. ALO checks out.
That broke me.
Tony Khan from the Jaguars calls up Calvin Ridley and be like, hey,
Are you
can
in
you tell us about this van that you own?
That's in the Quebec forest?
We've gotten concerning reports about.
Yeah, every car you have is like 2.5 million, and then you got a $10 Dodge Caravan.
Oh my god.
They're like, well, boss, what's wrong with that? I don't know, it's full of like meth and it's on fire in the forest.
It's like
It's
an
a
episode of
Breaking
Breaking
Bad
Bad.
RV.
Yep.
That was ridiculous.
Oh my god. Alright. Let's keep this moving.
Is that what that Oreo?
Let's keep this moving here. You can have the Oreo. Have all the Oreos. I need to settle down here. All right. So this is a new segment I'm trying to work on here. It could be garbage, but we'll try it anyway. Mission Ridiculous.
Yeah, we
all
got
right.
that.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, what the heck is
It's
this?
something I was just kind of thinking of this afternoon. I'm like, all right. Your mission is you have to contact an ex and convince her to go on a road trip to Biloxi somewhere. And along the way, you have to stop.
Biloxi.
Yeah. What is your strategy to do that? If you do, you get $1 million. For completing the mission, you have to make it to Biloxi with your ex in the car.
I mean, all I gotta do is say hi and I'm good.
Really? Okay. What do you just want the
All right.
I think I'm in a very similar boat. I don't think it's going to be that hard for me.
Really? You just winking at, hey, you want to Biloxi next Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
As much as I wouldn't want to do it, I think all I have to say is hi.
Yeah, this might be the easiest $1 million of my life.
All right. Well, look at that.
What about you? Let's hear your.
I don't know. You asked me. I don't know. I've been married for 10 years, almost 9 years. And so I'd have to. I'd have to come up with some kind of crazy story.
Well, which actually call?
Yeah, that's what it is. Depends what ex you're calling.
I think I have
Say I'll give you $100,000.
Well, no, you can't say the
I
gag.
could just
You gotta
say hi
keep
and
it
I'm
like.
good.
Say, a very special surprise.
She'll probably think I'm murdering her if I'm taking her to Biloxi.
We're gonna go to Biloxi of all places, but
Yeah.
boy, do I have the surprise
I
for
think
you.
I have two options.
All right.
One of them is very strong.
Okay.
And I would be able to pull this off very easily.
What's that?
I would just have to fucking tell her we're going to Biloxi. And I need a fucking someone to go with me.
So
That's
you just so
I'm
you
scared
just-
to go alone.
Yeah, I don't want to go alone. I got to pick something up.
I just want to talk and catch up. You want to take a ride?
Nothing-
Where are you going?
nothing-
Biloxi,
Where is that? Missouri? Where is that?
Mississippi.
Right? Yep.
I knew it was something with an M. What are you picking up? I don't even know.
What are you doing down there? I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
rescue Vinny's nephew out of jail.
Yeah, yeah. There's a van that I gotta go check on.
Honestly, I wish I was given that feat because I'd be a millionaire in 2 days.
I don't think I would, because I've been so far out of that. That would be very odd. I'd have to come up with some crazy story to pull it off. Like I'm transporting like a kidney or something like that.
Or you're being held
Just
at
saying.
gunpoint.
Yep.
And they're like, why aren't you taking somebody? Why are you talk? I haven't talked to you in 13
I think you have
years.
to make
Why
up
are you
a story
coming?
where
to me?
like you've been threatening your life on the line, and they said I have to bring an ex with me.
Something like that.
Nah, I wouldn't even go there. I wouldn't even do that.
So you just call him and say, "Hey, you want to go?"
Well, I'm saying for his case,
Oh, for him, me, I'm just calling up. I'm making a phone call and I'm there.
You
Yep.
should. Now, would you candid call or would you have to text first? Or can you like candid FaceTime that person and say, hey, you want to go to Biloxi?
Don't matter.
yeah,
Really?
probably any.
I'm that confident.
You think they still have feelings, catch feelings?
I know one definitely does, so that'd be that easy.
Yeah.
That easy.
For my sake, I hope not, but you know.
Well, it's been a long time, yeah.
Yeah. I hope not.
Interesting. Good stuff. All right, we've got one more topic for tonight. This is usually our main event topic in the
Let's
evening.
do it.
You ready
What
for
we got
this one? This one's called "How Much Would You Need to Be Paid?"
Now you got a whole
It's
Google
like our-
folder for it now?
I have a whole specified folder for this sort of thing here. This has become like our kind of flagship segment of the show here in Boston Out. All right. We're going to go around the horn here.
Okay.
How much would you need to be paid to? We start things off light and then we get
Yep.
a little more aggressive as we go.
Yep.
Take a punch from Mike Tyson.
Oh my god.
Even at 54, wherever he is now.
I might die. I've seen him train. It's ridiculous.
I mean, you're basically getting a nap. Like,
Yeah,
that punch.
I mean, I'll
Name your price.
maybe like 10 mil.
10 million.
So
Because if
I'm
you,
not-
let's say you survive, you get a concussion, but you get
I'm
10
definitely
million.
getting something. I probably need a chiropractor. A neurologist.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would say at least
Yeah.
a mil.
I'm going higher than that. That's I'm gonna have some
At least
steep
a
medical
mil.
bills.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do a million, because after taxes and all that, it's going to be like, great, maybe pay off my house, but I might have permanent brain damage.
Taxes now?
Well, I'm just thinking
Probably
Well, now, question is it bare knuckle with a boxing glove?
with a boxing glove, like a standard boxing glove.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think it really matters at this point. It's Mike Tyson.
I think it would probably be worse with boxing glove because it's probably like you get more, like when you got your bare knuckles, like
bare knuckles worse for sure.
I'm going
Yeah.
10 mil.
10 million, pepperoni.
That's a lot.
Saying a stick, 1
I'll
million.
say 1
That's
million.
gonna
1
hurt.
million.
It's gonna hurt real bad.
All right, I'll do it for like 850,000. How about that?
You just try and be like the lowest person, like Price is Right or
Yeah.
something.
Be like, can you
$1.
Can you punch me like in the stomach? I'd rather deal
No.
with broken rib than
No,
brain damage.
No.
No. Don't break
That
your rib.
rib goes into your
Put-
lung.
put me
it
to
hits your
sleep.
lung,
Yep.
collapse it.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If you hit me hard enough, it might go right out. I
You
won't
can't
remember.
really do much
Yep.
for a broken rib. So anytime you laugh, cough, sneeze,
Yeah.
You'll just go night night real quick.
yeah, I'll take a nice nap. I needed a good nap, so that might actually be beneficial.
All right, that's good. Yeah, it's
So
like
to say, he's a
yeah.
dad now, so this might be actually decent.
I hear that.
Mike, what are you doing?
Yeah, come on back.
Mike,
I might-
yeah, I'll give you a nap. Here, bam, just
Come
like
on,
that.
fucking
Yeah.
I might pay him to knock me out at this point.
All right, next question. How much do you need paid to swim with a shark without a cage?
Fuck.
Well,
How hungry is that
that's
shark?
my biggest fear is sharks.
Well, you got name your price.
I don't know if I even could have a price.
You lose a leg, you could like figure a way out
I
of
don't
it.
know.
Let's say it's only for 10 minutes.
That's a long fucking time.
You gotta probably lose a limb.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can strategize.
I don't know if you could pay me.
How do you strategize swimming
Punch
with
it
a
right in the
shark?
snout or whatever you do, or gouge its eye out or something.
Yeah, that's gonna be really easy to do.
Yeah, you're gonna agitate the shark.
I don't know if you could pay me, honestly. I'd be really scared.
That's one of my biggest things. Yeah,
I don't think I
could do
could
it.
physically get myself to jump in the water.
No. And if I did have a price, it would start at least 100 mil.
I would have
I'm
to
way
be
up there.
severely intoxicated, at least.
No.
I need to be like guaranteed like the guy right below like Bill Gates.
Yep.
And have that salary.
Yep.
Because that would be very tough.
So Bill Gates says, "I'll give you $1 billion." If you
I
last
probably
10 minutes.
still
want to do it, but
It'd be very tough. Yeah, I
It'd
don't know.
be
I'd have
tough,
to
but I
be on
wouldn't
that
do-
boat and have that check right there to look at it.
Yeah,
I don't
It'd
think
be
I would.
tough.
It's a lot of boxes of ziti. Yeah,
I don't think I would do it still.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really tough.
It would not be worth it to lose a limb.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what. If I were to do it, it's in the billions.
Yep.
It's in the
Elon
billions.
Musk shows up and be like, "I will give you this 1987 Dodge Caravan full of cash right now."
Yep.
Well, what's full? Just the back? Is it the front?
The whole car, like
what are
literally
the bills?
stuck to the gills.
What are the bills? Are they ones? Are they tens? Are
No,
they
they're
hundreds?
hundreds. It's literally it's a lot.
I don't think I could do it.
I need to be in the billions to even try to consider it.
Yep.
I think $1 billion. I'd if I planned it out, it's like, all right, if I get in there, maybe,
There's
like,
literally
I
no
hear their
plan.
vision isn't that great. If you can like try to like stay still for
The
a little
only
bit.
plan is you somehow make sure ahead of time this fucking shark is well fed.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
so
need
it's
to
not
drop
upset.
like a cow into the ocean 1st,
Yep.
and then like, okay, he's good. He's not gonna bother me now.
Yeah,
But if I can't control that, I don't know.
that's a tough one.
That's a really tough
I'm
one.
gonna
All right.
barbed wire wrapped around my body.
Nothing. You gotta be not bare ass, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think I'll take $1 billion though. All right. How much does you need to be paid to take a bath in a dumpy motel bathtub?
no, a shower in it.
No, take a bath. You got to sit bare ass.
Nah, no.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Pay for my room.
Pay for your room.
I'm
That's
living there
it.
for free. Yeah.
Yeah, you can like $100 bucks. Like
$100. You got to
Yeah.
go into like one of those like
Yeah, whatever.
shit box and
that's-
sit down in the
Pay
tub.
for my stay there.
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
Right. Okay.
what about for you?
I don't know. It'd have to be something worthwhile. I don't want to get like hepatitis or something like that. I'm talking about one of those that are off the side of the road. That's
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. All right.
Pay
All
for my
right.
stay.
$300.
All right. How much does you need to be paid to spend a weekend at a nudist resort?
Now, is
I mean,
it
they're
like,
naked
now,
too.
Now, what kind of nudist? Is this like attractive nudists or?
No, it's like a campground.
That,
and it's in like the middle of the woods.
is it-
I'm not
but-
talking about going to some
is it
tropical
like,
island.
Is it like where they're attractive people, or it's like the hippie nudists?
Hippie nudists?
I was thinking like armpit hair and shit,
Yeah.
like the women.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ball sacks down to your
For how long?
heels. Yeah.
How long?
A weekend.
What time of year is it?
It is the dead of winter.
That's
Oh.
better because I don't want mosquitoes on my junk.
It's the dead of winter.
So you're gonna walk around outside,
Yeah.
just
It's gonna be like 10 G's.
You put like some mittens on. You go out with your balls.
Put
You're
a
not gonna
fucking
have-
oven mitt on it.
yeah, you're not gonna have balls. It's gonna be way up in you.
It's gonna be like 10 G's.
10 G's.
10 G's.
And what's your number?
For a weekend, do it for $1,000.
I'd probably pay for my stay. I'll do it
Pay
just
for your stay?
just for the story.
This
Yeah.
was an excuse to be
Just for
naked.
the All right. So on that note, how much did you need paid to get a Brazilian wax, full body?
I've had my chest waxed.
How much do they?
Really?
How much do they?
What was
cost?
that like?
It hurt, but I did it gangster. Like it wasn't at a place. It was at my house.
Oh, was that your house? You did it
And
yourself?
my friend and my girlfriend at the time did it.
Oh my god!
And
Was
my
it
girlfriend at
there
the
or
time
something?
wasn't always strong enough, so she would rip. It would go like
Oh
halfway.
no! I want it to be like right out.
But no. But I'll tell you what, the finished result was nice.
Okay.
I'll just pay for it.
Even like down
You know
below the nether
Oh, that's right,
regions?
Brazilian. Alright, not only are you paying for it, yeah, give me like $1,000.
Like around there, rip your pubes.
Yeah,
out
whatever.
of
Give me
it.
like $1,000. It's
Yeah.
just gonna be smooth as shit though.
It will be. Yeah, you'll be getting all the.
500.
Especially when you call for that Biloxi trip, they're going to be all about it. You're like, hey, I'm ready to go.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah,
while we're on the way here,
I know
we
a
got
great
fresh
place.
ass Brazilian.
I know a great place.
Yeah,
Tough
you'll
to get the right time to bring that up.
Yep.
be like, Brandon, what's going on? We're going to Biloxi. You have a van. You got a Brazilian wax. You got rope in the trunk and a shovel. What's going on here? You're going to Quebec.
We got like 20 hours ahead of us on a ride.
Yeah, you keep talking in code words. Like, what is
Yeah, you're
this?
talking about a lot of big ZD.
Caproni.
500.
$500?
Yep.
All right. Well, I always try to undercut a little bit. Give me like $300. Give me
Yeah,
me
they're purposely
$330.
trying to be the lowest on everything right now.
All right, baby. We're going dollar next round.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, like 25 cents.
What?
It's
Penny.
I can handle it up, but when it gets to your balls, like I feel like that would be the worst.
Hey,
Like
you don't
ripping
know.
the hair right
Yeah, I
out.
guess. Have you ever got one? I
No,
mean, you want to know till you try, I guess,
I
right?
guess not. I don't know. I feel I'm like drunk or something. I could probably handle it. All right. Now we're gonna turn up the volume. Cabaret, how much would you need to be paid to take a swirly in a porta potty?
Oh.
At a concert.
Yeah, like a festival in the summer in August.
Can I go back to swimming with the sharks?
Would you rather? Yeah,
Sharks. Do you know what fucking diseases are in that damn?
I'm sure there's quite a bit.
I ain't doing
It's
that.
it's a smorgasbord of
No.
germs in there.
You'll find me with the sharks before that.
Really?
I ain't doing that.
Really?
I
$1
ain't-
billion wouldn't stick your head in a
no,
pile of
dude,
shit?
That is so fucking gross.
Cabaret's thinking about
Trying
it.
to think
here.
about
He's a
that.
business.
I might
I'm trying-
die before the check clears.
I
I'm
will
trying
rather
to think-
die.
I'm trying to think about the dollar amount. It's high.
You might die before the check clears.
You just gotta dip it right in. You dip your nose
Yeah,
right in.
How long is the dip? How long is this said
60
swim?
seconds.
Oh my
60
god.
seconds? Holy All right, that's just.
I'll make you a deal. 30 seconds.
I'll say
You
6
just gotta
seconds.
dip your face in there.
How
Like
do
in
you
the
breathe for
quarterback.
30 seconds?
All right. 15 seconds.
One little dunk.
All right, I need a millisecond, so 15 mil.
$15 million. I would do that for $15 million. $15 million, I wouldn't have to worry about a whole lot.
$1 million a second in there.
Mhm. I
With
just close
people's-
my eyes
With
and just
people
believe.
shit and piss
Yep.
on your face.
Throw up, yeah.
Yep, that's my number. Million a second.
All right. There's probably like a burning cigarette butt in there too or something.
We're gonna go back out to the ocean and throw me with the sharks.
Okay. All right.
It depends on the concert.
How much would you need to be paid to announce to a date on the first date that you brought a dental dam with you?
A dental dam?
You know what that
Is
is?
that what I'm thinking it is?
It's like a saran wrap you put over like
Okay,
your
so
top.
I was
Yeah,
right.
like
Yep. That's your date you brought.
Like announced to the room?
no, you just tell her. Be like, hey, if we go
Yeah,
back
get
to your
frisky
place,
there.
I got a dental dam in my pocket.
Wow.
How long into the date?
Just to tell them?
You literally, you're
Just-
at like Longhorn Steakhouse.
Just pay for my date. Pay for my date. Pay for my date.
All right, so pick up the tab at dinner, or the
Yeah.
drinks, and
Yeah, let's
and
say-
buy the dental dam. It's probably
Yeah.
$6 or whatever it is.
Pay for the night.
All right, so for $106, I can pick up this whole tab for you.
Yeah, I would say pay my tab.
Really? To say that you have a dental? How weird is that?
Because worst case, if it doesn't go well, you don't see him again.
If it does go up, like, I'm just kidding, but now I'm fucking diving in that.
Yeah.
Without dental dam.
If it doesn't go well, you don't see him again. You got a free meal.
She might like the risk you took with it. Who knows?
She
It could
might.
work out in your favor.
She might, or might be into it. Be like, okay. And then you just go,
He-
Oh, no, I ain't using it. I ain't fucking using it.
who uses that?
You pretend you,
I'm an
you
asshole.
open it up and but then put it down here and crumble it.
I mean, I didn't need the visual, Devane. God damn, I'm going home.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn.
All right. How much do you need to be paid? We got a couple more here. To light a bag of dog shit on fire and leave it on somebody's doorstep.
Whose doorstep is it?
Somebody, your neighbor's house.
for free.
See, if it was my old neighbor,
Yeah,
I would do that for free.
Yeah, if I get to pick the person for free.
I got nice neighbors, so I don't know if I wouldn't want to do it to them.
Yeah, but if you get
gotta
to
do
pick
it
the
to a
person
nice
for free.
I will find where my old neighbor is.
Okay.
Wherever he moved to, and I will put 50 bags on his fucking
Okay.
phone, and I will do it for free. Hey, you don't gotta pay me for that. That guy was a dick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that.
All right, two more here. How much would you need to be paid to use a glory hole?
And you don't know who's on the other side?
You have no idea.
And you get to pick which side you want to be on.
You pick which side the glory happens on.
See, you don't know if it's a dude. You don't know if they got herpes.
You don't know what it is.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if I could do. Cause you know what? I probably couldn't because just my thought. I'm always thinking it's a dude on the other side,
It probably will be.
so I can't do it.
You have to do like a voice check before they go.
I don't know. Some of them are good at hide. I don't know. I don't think I could. I really don't think I could.
Like, hey, can we? Yeah, hey, what's going on? What do you like? What do you like in the Buffalo Vegas game?
I'm pretty sure there's like an unwritten rule with those things where it's like no one talks. He's like,
Probably not. You just.
Yeah, I'm here. Like,
So what do you
you're
just
not-
walk in there and you just go
You
like
stick
that?
your
Yeah, I
thing
don't think
through
there's
it.
any talking involved, so I'm not doing it.
Cabaret's the businessman over here. How much money? You gotta just
That's
stick it
what
in the
I'm
hole.
thinking.
That's it.
Devane, you have a way out with this. You're married. You don't have to answer.
Well, no. Let's say all that is
Out the window.
is out the window.
I ain't doing it. It could be a dude.
It's Saturday morning. You just go back to the supermarket.
I don't know.
You can-
He just feels like
Fair
facial
enough.
hair. He's
Yeah,
like,
you
Yeah, I
feel
feel
the
like
you feel the
stubble.
scruff. You just yank right away.
Mhm.
Ah!
I mean, if you're in the men's room, it probably will be a dude.
Yeah, yeah. What?
Yeah, it would-
well, that's the question. What
It's
room?
at a neutral site.
What room are you doing?
It's
in
a-
neutral.
it's like-
okay,
it's
then
like one of those all gender ones.
okay, so yeah, 300.
300. So
Very random.
right in there.
Right in
for
there.
Like
Good
2
luck.
minutes and.
What if it's like Jason and he's fucking. Or not Jason, the Texas Chainsaw Man.
Oh, just saws it off.
Yeah.
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 All right. Well,
Could
let's
be
say
Jason Smith.
let's say there's a metal detector. There's no weaponry involved.
Okay. What about you?
Let's say all like
No wife.
yeah, all that's aside. For
that
how
free?
long? For how long? Like
Until completion.
until completion. Oh my god. Oh wow. All right.
We'll say
Or
at least-
until you're not
We'll
like
say 2 minutes at least.
up anymore.
Well, that would be completion. All right. Give me like $100,000.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll get over it. You know, I'll go to therapy.
Get over it.
Just picture somebody nice.
I'll go to therapy or something for a
Just
couple
have
sessions.
Big Tim inside.
You got insurance. They'll cover it.
Yeah,
Right?
it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll pay the copay.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Carl, talk to me. What's going on?
Oh,
Your
it's-
intake form.
I
Just take
found
some
the glory
notes.
hole
Well, I stuck my cock in a glory hole.
in a roadside gas station bathroom.
Just go find it.
166.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Where were you? I don't know, like Kansas or something?
Just
I was
get
in Biloxi.
a hypnotist to wipe your
I was in
butt.
Biloxi. With your ex? Yeah, but she wasn't in the car.
Oh,
And she wasn't at the hole either.
Yeah.
She found the person for the hole for me.
Man.
All right, final question. How much would you need to be paid to take an upper decker at a date's house?
At a date's house?
Yeah.
Do I hate her?
Yeah. How's the date going?
It's however you want it to be.
Well, if it's a bad date, you're not going to feel as bad. But if it's like,
Well, it's going really well.
yeah, it's going
You see a
really well.
future.
Yeah. Then
Maybe she's the one.
Maybe you just don't tell her. Maybe you just like,
And she's going to wonder, okay, I live here alone. How is there shit
Yep.
in my upper cabinet of my toilet? No way was at my date the other night.
So how you gotta tell me you gotta tell us how the date's going.
it's going well and you think there's a future. But you have to do this mission.
You have to.
You have to.
Fuck, dude.
Because you're getting paid to do it. Like, I'm literally waiting outside with a briefcase of cash.
What if I don't have the shit?
We're gonna order you 48 spicy buffalo
Laxatives
wings.
and laxatives.
Try to make
Chinese.
it.
So shitting, I have to do it. Okay.
10,000?
10,000. All right, that's a pretty low amount.
Yeah, I'm gonna need probably at least 6 figures.
Like $100,000. That's a lot.
I do like 100.
And she'd be pretty mad.
And
but
then if I could, without her knowing, next time I'm there, if she didn't find out yet, I'll bring a little scooper with me and
Get
take
it
that
out.
shit back out for her.
Take it out.
If I like her.
Just put it in a napkin and put it in your pocket.
Yeah, put it in my pocket, yeah.
Flush it down the toilet.
Yeah, or just, put it in the bowl it was supposed to be. Right there.
Put it in the normal toilet.
I would, if I liked her, I would try to see her ASAP and try to get back into that house so I could take it out.
Yep.
That's a good move because she's
And hopefully
probably
it's a guest bathroom, so it's not like her master bathroom.
Yep.
So she's maybe not always gonna go into that guest. And before the stink happens.
Yeah, because she's like, I keep spraying in here and running the fan, and it still smells horrible.
And the good thing is, I have $100,000, and that's gonna probably cover the rest of our dates.
And you go there
So-
and pretend like, oh, that's weird. Someone's shitting in the top.
No, I didn't
Just
say
go in there and be
anything.
like appalled.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
somebody took a shit.
Yeah, you got to bring in.
But then she could be like, "Why are you looking up there?" So you ask, "Why'd you even open that up?"
Well, you start.
I'm really
you,
into plumbing.
You look around other parts of the toilet, then you go up there, be like, all right, let's see if it's good up here.
Davini, you don't even have to fucking do that. You go in there. She never mentioned it. You go in there, you take it out, you throw it in the trash, you flush it.
All right, but now what if she's in there with you?
Why is she in there on a second date? This girl's not shitting with me on a
That's
second
what I'm
date.
saying. Say she goes.
I'm done with her. I'm leaving it there.
Say
If she
no,
came
no,
in,
no,
I'm
no, no,
leaving
no,
it.
no, I'm saying she goes in there like, hey, can you look at my toilet and see if you can figure out what's wrong? And she goes in there with you.
I guess
No,
you-
I'd go in there and act super serious.
And
Oh,
you go,
got the problem? There's a turd right
Yeah.
in your fucking water tank.
Yeah, you
I don't
gotta
have that pop.
You know how embarrassed she would be?
You gotta act.
Like-
And she wouldn't think.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
gotta,
one of
like,
the pipes must have burst and forced it up.
you kind of gotta work around. You gotta start with like, you gotta work with the other stuff, and then go to the thing. Be like, oh,
Forced it off through one tube. Through one tube.
and then you gotta,
Like, I seem to know the problem right here.
and then you gotta,
It evaporated and reappeared in the top section here.
then you gotta convince her there's something wrong with the flusher where it sucks up into the thing.
I think you should just sell this house immediately.
Yeah, it's
you have
haunted.
some real big plumbing
You
problems.
got a ghost who shits upper deckers in your house.
Yep.
Oh my god. Well, on that note,
On that note, yeah.
I think we're out of time here. But thank you guys. I had a blast. It was good to see you guys again.
You as well.
I'm looking forward to our big jiu-jitsu match. At some point, a date TBD. I got our main Booker man over here. Caparoni's gonna, do the 1s and 2s on the card for us.
Okay.
And some of the promotion. But that's all we got. So join the conversation with us on X. And it's so weird saying that. Like,
Yep.
Elon Musk, what the fuck are you thinking?
It's always,
X.
it's always gonna be Twitter.
It's a
Yeah.
terrible name.
Yeah, it's horrible. And the logo's stupid. It's just like,
It's an X.
it's an X, yeah.
Yep.
So join the conversation with us and let us know what you want to chat about. If it's an upper decker or your favorite candy, or you got some weird scenario that we
Or
would
you
do
would
for
take the
money.
Biloxi.
Your awkward dating experiences, you name it.
We want to hear about it. So join us for the conversation on X and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts on Apple, Google, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. And YouTube, if you want to get a glimpse of all
Yes.
this right here. But for CB,
BB.
And AD.
we're out of time. We'll see you next time on Boston Out. Peace.